to the Sporty Show, ladies and gentlemen. I am so happy to be here with you guys. The Euros are here. I'm Sara and I'm joined with the one and only Mr. Klinton Cod.
Pow, pow, pow. Yes, that's my intro.
That's it, that's it. We also have the lovely Alex Ashmore from Shaftesbury.
I've gone for the special red bow tie today. It's game day.
Brilliant.
The Euros are starting today. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
Germany versus Scotland. I'm on edge. I'm ready to start this
The nerves
competition.
have finally come in. Yeah, the
Getting
emotions,
excited.
the excitement. Well, you've smashed it. You look great.
Thank you.
Guys, remember that Sporty Live will be on tonight at 7 o'clock WAT, 6 o'clock GMT with Femi, who will be joined by Gideon and Suo. They're showing the opening ceremony, previewing the opening match between Germany and Scotland, and they will have a post-match analysis. Also, we are going live SportyTV in Nigeria and Ghana, but you can also catch us on Azam TV in Tanzania, RTC in Cape Verde, TPA in Angola, TMV in Mozambique, DBS in Botswana, NBS Sports in Uganda, and ZNBC in Zambia. We're also going to be on sporty.com for free in all of these countries: Nigeria, Ghana, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Eswatini, Ethiopia, Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Lesotho, Liberia, Malawi, Namibia, Sao Tome and Principe, Sierra Leone, Somalia, South Sudan, St. Helena, and Ascension, Sudan, and Zimbabwe. And guys, please follow us on all of our socials: Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Kick, Twitch. Come with us on the journey for the Euros, because we are going to be here every single match day, as well as Sporty has the rights to several of the games, including for the first couple match days, Germany and Scotland, which is tonight, Serbia and England, Spain versus Italy, Netherlands versus France, Turkey and Portugal, and Croatia versus Italy. Now that all of that is out of the way, gentlemen, the Euros are here.
I was just going to say, like, at least I feel like I should clap for you for all that countries. Like, I mean, if I was the one that was giving that tax, goddamn, and by now my tongues would be bleeding.
Yeah.
Blood should be dropping out from somewhere. No, you were calling some serious names there, man.
Thank
well
you.
done. I love that.
Guys, how excited are we?
I'm excited because I feel like Germany is going to lose their first game.
Ooh.
Facts. Like, there's nothing anyone has to say to me. I'm praying for Scotland. Scotland, whoever is Scottish listening to this, I'm rooting for you. Today, you're going with the win. It's going to be the first time.
Sorry, if you support Germany, they're not going to take away your British passport. It's all right. You don't have to support Scotland.
Scotland, I'm supporting you because at least Scotland is closest to the country that gave me a citizenship. So yes, I mean, that's not the reason why I'm supporting them, but yeah, I just want something crazy to happen today.
Yeah, I mean, it very much could. Opening match, the nerves are running high, but of course, Germany is home. There will be many German fans packed in the stadium. But we spoke to Femi actually just off air, and he was saying that the Scottish got the party going already, which, Alex, it doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't. I don't know if you've seen the videos of the guy playing the bagpipes in that restaurant.
Yeah.
And falls off the table.
They've done a great job with their promotion.
There's only 10,000 tickets for tonight's game, which, is not a lot, but there'll be, many more in Berlin, in Munich, all around Germany, and, you always expect it with the Scotland fans. They're going to be loud, they're going to be singing, and yeah, you'll hear every single one of them tonight.
Yep. All right, well, guys, Germany are going for their 4th European title tonight, starting off with Scotland, of course, Group A, which, we saw Emre Can just called up to the national team only days ago because Pavlovic did pick up an injury. We know there's no Goretzka, there's no Hummels still. What do you expect from Germany, Klinton, because this team kind of has really turned it around, and always, I think, being the host, it gives them a lot of motivation, right? You're in their country, their fans are there. There's a lot of pride involved as well.
I mean, at the end of the day, everybody would obviously expect Germany to go with a win today. First of all, they are hosting it. It's literally happening in their country. They have everybody supporting them. But then again, we're not going to underestimate the team they are playing against. Scotland pretty much have some really good players. And like I said, everybody may have written off Scotland, But I am maybe myself and Alex, we still have that 100% belief that, you know, today something different.
There's definitely belief, I think. I think Scotland in the last years obviously didn't go well for them, didn't get out of the group. But I think, you know, they've picked up decent form coming into this. They won 5 of their group games to beat Spain. You know, there is belief in that camp, and Germany haven't had to qualify for this competition. They're automatically here. So, you know, there's definitely that momentum that Scotland have got. Steve Clarke talked about he's respecting that Germany team, but he's definitely not fearing them. So, you know, who knows? This is football. Scotland could pull something off.
Well, exactly. As it's said, it's football. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Let's see what you know, the German manager and captain Ilkay Gundogan had to say about this upcoming match.
First of all, I think it's kind of normal that you feel a little pressure in front of before such a tournament and such important games. I think that's normal and that's part of the game. At the end, for me, the most important topic when I talk to my players is that pressure is kind of a privilege.
Our game obviously is also a lot possession based, but it's important what we make out of this possession, you know, and that we minimize our mistakes, that we don't give them too many opportunities to go on the transition, you know, and on the counter, because I think that can be something very dangerous. And to dominate and try to get the 3 points, knowing that, as I said before, it's going to be tough.
Definitely some nerves there between the captain and Nagelsmann, the manager of Germany. But joining us now, we have our German football expert, Daniel Stolpe. Daniel, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Hello, everybody. Great to be with you. Klinton, I had a very poor connection in the beginning. What did you say about the German chance against
All right.
Scotland?
I mean, you know, when I was making that statement, I forgot you were with us. So I'm sorry. I'm not going to repeat myself. Germany for the win. You know, I'm not going to say Scotland and then he just hangs up and be like, "Yes, sorry guys, I'm done."
That's it. It's done for me. Daniel, tell us, how are you feeling, you know, this afternoon going into this match tonight? What are the feelings like in Germany right now?
I think the common sense in Germany right now is it's there. The day has come. You know how it is to host a tournament. It's far away. It's some years and it's so much will happen. But then it's a month, it's a few weeks, it's a few days, and then the day finally has come. So today, the day has come. The tournament is about to start. Germany, I hope, just like in 2006 when we had the World Cup and Germany was hosting friends, I hope we will do the same. I know that fans from all over Europe are coming to Germany and they are all very welcome. I hope we're just going to have 4 great, fantastic weeks of great football action, but of course of some European togetherness. I think this is something that we all need.
Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful and very true. Tell me, Germany are obviously the favorites going into this match, not just because they are the host, but slightly a stronger team. What gives Germany the edge in your mind? Because although they might be the favorites against Scotland, they can't look at the Scottish side and think this is going to be an easy 3 points.
They will not make this mistake, but for sure they will not make this mistake, and this would be the biggest mistake. I agree to some degree with Klinton. It's not going to be an easy win or anything like that. Maybe the Munich arena is to some degree intimidating to Scottish players. But hey, they have Robertson, they have McTominay, they have players who know the big arena. So this is not a Scottish amateur side traveling to Germany. This is a team that has qualified for the Euros. If I'm right, they qualified ahead of Norway with a certain Erling Haaland. So they deserve to be there. And to what degree Germany is the favorites, I can't even say, because like you mentioned it in the beginning, Germany has been automatically qualified. So there was no qualification period. And the German team is somewhat fragile. Back in November, the country was in depression when we did not win against Austria and Turkey. Then we managed to turn it around, and it was Nagelsmann with some clever moves in terms of the squad by bringing in good results against France and Netherlands. And I think Toni Kroos has said it right. Germany has not been as good as everybody thought they were in March, and they haven't been that bad as everybody thought they were in November. So we're going to find out now. Now is the time, and there's no time for excuses. There should be 3 points against Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland, the other opponents in the group. it should be possible for Germany to qualify, especially since up until 3 teams can qualify. But to expect like easy 9 points out of this group, Germany is not that good.
I mean, Daniel, just looking at the German team, is there any player that you're looking forward to that you feel like, right, okay, because he's playing, he's somebody I'm hoping that he's going to turn up 100% and maybe deliver an easy win against Scotland? Yeah, Scotland. Sorry.
Everybody's looking at it. All eyes are on Toni Kroos. I mean, he is maybe the best or one of the best players in German history. And German history has a lot of really good football players. But he's won the Champions League 6 times. He's a world champion. He's won everything. And the only thing that is missing for him is the Euros. And he will retire after this tournament. He has come back. It has been a super clever move of Julian Nagelsmann to persuade him to a 4-week comeback or 4 months comeback. It's been now. So this is certainly the player to watch out for. Then you have Musiala and Wirtz, 2 magicians in their early 20s. But there's also some question marks. We do not have that striker who's a guarantee for, let's say, 5 or 10 goals in tournament. And there's also some question marks, maybe not around the defense line. Antonio Rüdiger, also from Real Madrid, and Ta, they are good. There's a question mark in goal all of a sudden. This is maybe a discussion that all the other 23 countries would like to have to decide between Manuel Neuer and Marc-André ter Stegen. But there have been some weaknesses in Manuel Neuer's game recently, and the last thing you need in such a tournament is a discussion about your goalkeeper. Is he good enough, or is he a danger or a risk factor?
Daniel, talk to me a bit more about this goalkeeper situation, because we spoke about this just 2 days ago on Wednesday between the 3 of us, and we were kind of debating between the 2 as well. I think you 2 did say that Neuer should get the spot because he has the experience, but I was very much for Marc-André ter Stegen, as his performance at Barcelona over the years has been fantastic. I don't think he's been given the opportunity yet, rather, at the national team. But what's your feeling right now between these 2? Do you go with the person that has the experience, or do you go with the player that's been performing at a higher level?
They both have the experience, and they both have performed at the highest of levels, for sure. So the decision, it's pretty easy. Julian Nagelsmann and his staff, his goalkeeping staff, they need to have the feeling that Manuel Neuer is the right guy at the right moment. Back in 2006, we had the situation when all of a sudden, and shortly before the tournament, it was not Oliver Kahn anymore, but Jens Lehmann, and the country was in outrage and everything. And it proved to be not the wrong decision. At least it was not the wrong decision. So Jens Lehmann was not to blame for anything. If they are convinced now that by remaining Manuel Neuer in goal, not removing him would mean his international career is over. It would mean handing over the reins to Marc-André ter Stegen. Keeping him in goal means it's going to be difficult to react after. Maybe he makes a crucial mistake. He underestimates a long ball. The Scottish players are going to play like this. If he underestimates a long ball, we have a huge discussion. And like I said, the last thing that you need is a discussion around your goalkeeper in the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about Toni Kroos again, I want to just really focus on this and ask you, because you spoke about how in the fall Germany kind of turned a corner, and this is also when Toni Kroos announced that he was going to be back at the national team. Is he the missing factor right now for this German team that really galvanized this team after, what we saw in the past 2 years? I mean, I can only remember the last World Cup. Do you guys remember the match against Costa Rica, where Costa Rica was absolutely handing it to Germany at one point? Is this, Daniel, the key factor for this German team? Is it all on Toni Kroos? Is he really the guy that can get this side together and push?
That's at least what we hope so. And I think this is the main reason that Julian Nagelsmann talked to him and said, Toni, could you imagine a comeback? And could you imagine to help us? And if this tournament would have been elsewhere, I'm pretty sure that Toni wouldn't have done it. Mm-hmm. So we didn't have a good start to a tournament, I think, ever since 2016 or so. I think in 2018, 2021, 2022, in all those tournaments, I think we lost the first game, or at least we didn't win. So if tonight, imagine a scenario, there is a few youngsters and there's not a lot of players who have won something for Germany. I think there's 3 or 4 players left who have won something. If there is one person who can calm everybody down, and I know the locker room in Munich, he knows the locker room in Munich, he knows every inch from the locker room to the pitch, he can calm everybody down. He can tell to all of the players, even the coaching staff, look guys, I've been through everything. Let's go out there, let's stay calm, let's try to get a good start to this tournament, let's play some safe balls, don't get too high, don't get too low. The scenes that you've played in from Gündogan and Nagelsmann, I'm not sure whether this German team is self-confident enough. I'm not sure I feel enough self-confidence. If this would be England, if this would be Brazil, I would feel like we go out there, we're the hosts and we're going to beat them. I'm not sure whether this team is convinced enough, and Tony might exactly be that missing link to give that feeling of self-confidence. Yes, of course, guys, we're going to rock it. We're going to beat Scotland.
Yeah.
Sorry, Klinton.
No, to be honest, I was happy with the fact that he mentioned England. Obviously England is one of the countries I'm now fully confident. My confidence with England, he said if it was if the host country was, say, England or something, he probably would have had some level of confidence in them. And
you saw the last Euros, like England were the hosts.
No.
They were going into it. We have, obviously England always have that belief. There's the song, 30 Years of Hurt. Are we going to do it this year? Yeah. There's always that confidence with England. But I think he's right, Daniel's right. There isn't that. The German team, they should be going out there to dominate the group and dominate the competition. But you look at it and it feels like it lacks that oomph. And hopefully Toni Kroos can be the one to bring that.
Yeah, I think Toni Kroos is more like the leader for the team. Basically,
I agree.
he's coming like he said. He's seen it all. He's been through all the thick and thins, and sometimes I feel player of such nature doesn't even have to play. He just has to just be on the pitch, and every single player might see the need to buckle up. He mentioned Gündogan as well, who is somebody, I don't know why I rate him so much. I feel like he's not doing it in Barcelona compared to what he's done in Manchester City. But, when it comes to the national team, it's a whole different ballgame, right? And, you might be shocked. I still see him as a leader too. So I would see Toni Kroos as, right, he's the ultimate, he's the main guy. And Ike, on the other hand, I believe he still should have that leadership quality that you would expect from a player too.
Absolutely. Well, let's give some love now to a team that Germany will be facing later tonight. We've talked a bunch about Germany, but it's my pleasure to introduce the co-host of A Pint and Two Shots, a Scottish football podcast, Stephen Purden. How are you?
I am good. Thank you for having
me. Pressure's on, Daniel. Where's your flag?
Oh, man.
As a German, I'm always careful with national flags.
I mean, Daniel, you still have enough time to go get yourself at least. I mean, he's got 2. Get 4. Beat him to it.
All right, Stephen, talk to me, because we're just talking about Germany and how the nerves kind of seem to be hitting this national team. They don't look as confident as they maybe should be, especially as the host. How are you feeling about Scotland as a fan? Looking at the team, how do you think they're feeling going into a very, very big match this evening?
I think it's kind of like a free hit for Scotland. I feel a lot of the pressure will be on Germany, obviously being the host nation. A lot of crowd behind them, and I don't think a lot of people expect Scotland to win. So I think that can maybe work to our advantage. And I like Klinton's style, saying that Scotland are going to win. So yeah, I think it's a free hit for us.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like a lot of people think that it's Germany's to win. So Scotland, if they don't, that's expected. If they do,
I mean, I believe they think it's just a walkover. But no, I don't believe that's. Well, I think there's going to be a shocker.
Yeah. Oh, the first day already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit the ground running.
Now, I'm Stephen. I'm here for you anytime. Don't worry. I'm rooting big time. I mean, sorry, Daniel. Now the both of you are on screen. Sorry?
The Scottish team has nothing to lose. I mean, they can go out, just enjoy themselves. If they lose, no one's going to blame them at all, unless they get a real beating. But they have nothing to lose. And, hey, let them score the first goal in the, first 15 minutes. This can become a real crazy football game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
The pressure's on Germany.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. Stephen, who are you looking at tonight to kind of step up? There's a few names that come to mind, obviously, you know, captain Andy Robertson, and of course Scott McTominay, which was one of the only lights for Manchester United this season.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, Andy Robertson, and also John McGinn is a big player for Scotland, the Aston Villa captain. Aston Villa just qualified for the Champions League this season, so I think John McGinn could be the difference for Scotland. And obviously up front, we have a player called Lawrence Shankland, who just recently got Player of the Year in Scotland and scored 30 plus goals. So if he gets a chance, there's a good chance he will take it. He's prolific up front, and with John McGinn behind him and Callum McGregor and Billy Gilmore and obviously Andy Robertson, there is a lot of good players in that Scotland team that are playing at a very, very high level with our clubs and stuff. So I think we have a lot of players that can do damage, but again, Germany, they've got a great squad as well, so it will be tough, but there is players that can do damage for Scotland.
Yeah, no kidding. I feel like a lot of people are jumping on the Scottish bandwagon because of the social media presence that they've had over the past, you know, couple months, couple weeks. They've been putting out these brilliant ads and they're everywhere and people are loving it, Stephen. Like, I'm talking to people and they're like, I'm just going for Scotland because they've just done such a good job, and you want a, you know, a dark horse maybe. And I think like it's great. Like they've really just, I love a team that can just, you know, get the neutral fan, a fan that's here for a good time and just to watch some football, and they've done that. Like, it's brilliant.
I have a similar vibe to Wales back in the 2016
You're
Euros.
so right. You're so right.
And I do feel like, obviously, going all the way and winning it for Scotland is a big step. But who knows, they could get out of the group. Steve Clarke talked about reaching that 4-point mark, you know, where you put yourself in contention for maybe a third place, even a second place finish. And then if you get to the last 16, you may get an easy draw. You maybe get lucky, and then you get through to the quarterfinals. Who knows?
It's a one-off game, right?
It is.
Anything can happen. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But Stephen, can I ask you, what are your realistic predictions for Scotland in this tournament? How are you feeling? Where do you think they'll end up?
I think if we can get out of the group, that would be a massive success story for Scotland, because in every major tournament we've been in, we've never done that. So just to get out the group, for me, would be a massive success for the nation.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. Do you guys have Scotland advancing?
I think I do. I think I picked them as one of my third place finishes there. And I think even, I don't know whether this is the game day feeling and the excitement of it, but I could even see them pipping that second place. You know, I don't know. I just have a feeling Steve Clarke's going to work wonders. And you talk about the team. Obviously, they've got options up front. Lyndon Dykes obviously injured, so that's a miss for Scotland. But I think, you look at Shankland, he scored 31 goals this season for Hearts, and Che Adams also with Southampton, they're going up to the Premier League. Like, they have options, but the majority of the goals come from the midfield as well. You mentioned McGinn, McTominay. I think Scotland do have the potential to maybe get second in that group.
Daniel, what do you think? Can you see Scotland advancing out of the group, maybe alongside Germany?
Hopefully alongside Germany. Absolutely. The group is wide open. I would think maybe from the beginning Switzerland might be the second best team on paper. But again, it's a group stage, and with one bad result, you put yourself under pressure. On the other side, the matches between Scotland and Hungary and Switzerland amongst each other, they're crucial. And I think that everyone can beat everyone in this group. Yeah. If Germany gets 2 wins and a draw, they might finish first, and then the second spot is pretty wide open. And like we said many times before, and we've seen it at the African Cup of Nations, you can advance as a third and still go on.
Not AFCON. AFCON is unhinged.
Daniel, please, let's not go into Africa, because if we get into Africa, we might be here for the next 3 hours. Okay? Let's leave Africa for now.
Yeah, no kidding. Daniel, who do you think Germany's biggest rivals are in Group A?
Themselves and Switzerland.
It's psychological.
Themselves, the pressure, and Switzerland. Yes. That's for Group A.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about Switzerland, but I have absolutely no faith in them.
Oh, I don't know. For some reason, I'm feeling exactly the same. You know?
Yeah,
I mean, I've literally not had any...
They're not who they used to be.
I mean, I would even rate Hungary
Yeah.
I'd put Switzerland. I do, I think Switzerland, in a way, they go under the radar. They have a squad of players that can win you games.
But they're not the Switzerland of the last Euros that beat out France in penalties. You know what I mean? This is a very different squad.
I do think they still have those players that have those big game experiences. And, you look at maybe going under the radar for Switzerland could work because the pressure's, completely on Germany in this one. All the focus is going to be on them and then maybe a little bit on Scotland. Switzerland can just go about their work, concentrate on themselves, and who knows, they pick up a win against, a Hungary and then maybe a draw against Scotland. All they need to do is ensure that second place, and they could see themselves advancing to maybe even the quarterfinals.
Well, let's see. Daniel, I think you are leaving us now, but I wish you all the best for tonight, and I hope you enjoy the match.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been great. Stephen, looking forward to a great match. And who knows, maybe at some point during the tournament, we will see each other again on SportyTV.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
All right, Stephen, shall we now see what Steve Clark and Captain Andy Robertson had to say ahead of this match tonight?
Just me, that's the way I am. Listen, we know it's a big game, but for us it's the opening game of a 4-team section, 3 matches. We know what we have to do to qualify out the section, and that's all we're focused on. The enormity of the opening game and whatever, that's a little bit of a sideshow, and hopefully we don't get too involved in that.
Yeah, of course, it's, us qualifying the first Euros was massive for us, and then to get 2 in a row was incredible. But now we want to compete. Last time we felt as if, obviously the England game we done fairly well, but the other 2 we maybe let ourselves down a little bit or thought we could have done a bit better. And we don't want to have any regrets this time. What's the worst that can happen? We go into a long list of teams that have failed to make it out of the group.
Stephen, what is the worst that could happen for the Scotland side? All right, we've lost Stephen, apparently, unfortunately. Alex, what is the worst thing that could happen to Scotland?
To be honest, I think they have to go in this thinking, pressure's off. Obviously, as we've heard, they've never got out of the group. Stephen was saying, the expectations, there are expectations, but I think no one would be surprised if they didn't get out of the group. I think, they have the potential to pull off results. Maybe if they get a draw tonight against Germany, maybe even a win. They pick up those 4 points. Who knows? I think... you look at the worst-case scenario, they finish bottom of the group, they don't win a game, they don't get a point. I think people would be disappointed, but at the end of the day, there's no harm in going for it. And I think as a Scotland team, you've got to go full throttle. I think there's, you've got nothing to lose. You go for it against Germany. I don't think you have to worry about losing heavily. You try and get that win, and then who knows, you pick up a few points later on in the group. You maybe get through to the last 16.
Mm-hmm. Klinton, you kind of said the same thing, like we're not really giving Switzerland that much love right now, but is it just me, or is this group really difficult to predict?
I mean, I think it is difficult, I feel like it's one of those groups where you would expect anything to happen. Like I said, today, I feel like there's going to be a shocker. Everybody thinks that... it's going to be a walk in the park for Germany against Scotland today. And I don't know why and whenever I have this conviction in me, if I have this intuition telling me that there's going to be, it usually happens, right? And, I'm looking at Hungary, looking at Switzerland, Scotland, Germany, and obviously you've heard what Daniel said earlier. He said he doesn't have that much confidence in Germany, So if somebody who is German and is in the country is having that kind of feeling, it will tell you that for this particular group, anything is likely to happen.
I think also, like this opening game, it does favours for Scotland. The pressure is on Germany. They're hosting. Yeah. They have to win this
They
group.
have to win it, yeah.
Absolutely.
Scotland could just go out there, enjoy themselves.
Yeah, if Germany don't win too. And you know what it's like when you lose the first match, because there are only 3 matches. It basically puts a team in a position where you must win the next 2. Yeah. And also potentially score a lot of goals as well, because sometimes it comes down to it.
Yes, absolutely.
So nobody wants to lose, but especially the hosts. Yeah. It's, everything is on Germany right now. But like Daniel mentioned, part of me is the captain, Gundogan, as well as Nagelsmann, they didn't seem confident at all. Nagelsmann was talking a bit about how the nerves and there's always pressure, and Gundogan spoke about how they play possession football, which doesn't always work.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the right thing to be saying before a tournament in your home country.
it's giving me the vibe of the Nigeria.
No,
Don't get
no.
started.
No. It's not giving me Finidi George and obviously, what's the name of Didi? You know, when they were
Ndidi.
speaking about, Nigeria and the Super Eagles, and already Nigerian felt like just that with them press conferences, we've literally lost the game. And as a captain or as a coach, you want to say the kind of things that would give people the mindset of, right, okay, we're going into this game, we're definitely going to win, and this game is going to be so easy, it's going to be walk through the pack. Like, so if you hear a coach and a captain speaking like that, then it's not really pointing them in the right direction.
Even if you don't believe it, I think you still have to go out there and say
Absolutely,
it. Because
absolutely.
do you imagine the other players watching that, seeing Gundogan going, sometimes it doesn't work? That doesn't give you any confidence at all.
Yeah, but then again, I don't know who gets Gundogan to go on all this press, because I've noticed he's one of those people who, if he's going to a press conference, they need to write something for him behind the camera to say, no, this is what you need to say. No, I know what you're going to say. If you say that rubbish. You remember the story from before, one of the games that performed really badly in Barcelona, and then he went and he said a few things, and he had to come back again to apologize for a few things he said. I think some of his teammates were quite angry.
Yeah.
So it feels like whenever Gundogan goes on any kind of interview, there's always some kind of glitch, or there's something off.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk a little bit about Hungary in this Group A. Obviously, Hungary will play Switzerland tomorrow, but Hungary, a lot of attention on them because of one Dominik Szoboszlai. Now, he's been brilliant this season for Liverpool, obviously, a star to watch for sure in the Premier League in seasons to come. But is it a little bit, I'm not sure the word, maybe audacious, to think that this one player is now going to carry this entire team? It's a lot of pressure on one guy.
Yeah, I think you look at him, and obviously his first season at Liverpool, he's a lot of pressure on him. Liverpool's a massive club. You go in playing for a club like that, you're expected to fill big shoes. And, Hungary coming into this, they didn't lose a game in qualifying. I think, the form is there. I just don't think whether they have that cohesive unit as a team to go all the way and maybe get out of the group, maybe get to the latter stages of the knockout stages. And I think when you put all the pressure on a player like Dominik Szoboszlai, although he is a fantastic player, I don't think he can lead that team on his own.
No, of course. And, they did beat out Serbia for the top place in qualifying, but in their group, in Group G, they played against Montenegro, Lithuania, and Bulgaria on top of that. So not a massive test for them just yet, right? But I think a lot of people have them going through because of the Szoboszlai effect, whether it's second or third. Klinton?
Well, sometimes if you have one player who's like the star of the team, it does help, right? But then again, do you always believe in just one star of the game? If I compare it to, say, what happens in Africa, there are some African teams where there's not even one player who you would say is like a star globally, yeah. But when you see them play, they play as a team. For me, I think football is a team sport. It's not really a personal. And if you notice, when it's more like a personal thing, or when the weight is put on the one person, then that's when the team tends to mess up. In the game, I'll give an example with what happens in Nigeria. Nigeria, we have loads of stars in the Super Eagles, but then what comes out of it at the end of the day? Benin.
Like England at the 2016.
Well, exactly. So this is exactly the reason why I feel like they have one star in Szoboszlai, but then again, it could boost their confidence having somebody who's that popular, who's doing well, who's on form. But then it's not just going to be left to him.
I think for me, the goals is where they lack. You look at Roland Salai, their top scorer. Out of all the players in the squad, he's the top scorer with 13 goals in his international career. He played for Freiburg this season, only got 8 goals. When you look at your striker, you want them to be, you look at them, like Daniel said, you want to look at your striker and think, he can get me 5 to 10 goals this tournament. I just don't see Roland Salai doing that for Hungary. And although Szoboszlai, as we said, fantastic player, I just don't think he can lead the team on his own.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Out of all 4 of these teams in Group A, which team would you be starting for? Yourself, Klinton Codd.
No, when she asked the question, I had to think twice. Like, wait, what's Sara trying? Wait,
Daniel talks about that Scotland amateur team. Maybe you could get that Scotland amateur team.
No way. I think I would easily start for Germany. They have
easily. Sorry, one more time.
No, I said
easily.
Listen, I'll say it again. I could easily bench Kai Havertz.
Now, you've said numerous times, actually, that you're better than, player A, B and C.
Yeah.
What position are you? Are you a striker? Is that your natural position?
I mean, listen, I told you before that a lot of people have stored my names on their phone, not as Klinton code. They've stored it as...
Oh, as a
Natural
natural
striker.
Like, this is who I am, right? Any team I get into, whoever has been there, automatically, they start coming from the
Do you
bench.
not remember that he actually used to play defense, but he outgrew the position?
Oh, yeah, no, I know, and this is fact. I used to play defense, and they felt like I had done everything in football on defense, so they had to say, okay, you know what, let's go try it somewhere else. Now I went to strike, and I dominated the striking position, and now this is like people don't even know my real name anymore. They call me natural striker. Do you know what that is, fam? I said I will get into the German team. Kai Havertz would not see a game again.
Oof.
Fact.
And Hungary, Switzerland, and Scotland?
I mean, I feel like I'm bigger than them kind of teams.
Okay.
Like, I mean, well, if I'm going to play for them, I'm going there to act like a Tony Cruz, right? So I'm going there to.
You're the one.
I'm going there to motivate the players.
The chosen one.
No, I mean, wait, the chosen one? Oh, nah.
Tony Cruz is younger than you, man.
I mean, listen.
Stop. No.
Tony Cruz? I think myself and Tony Cruz, we are the same age, you know.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna. He's 34 exactly, so we are like really close. You know, I mean, he looks way older than me. I look sexier than him, obviously. I look way finer than Tony Cruz, and I don't understand. Maybe it's called the football. They are stressed out. There's just so much. You look at him, you could clearly tell that maybe he needs to go chill with his kids. If Tony Cruz got kids, I'm not too sure.
Yes, he does.
He's got kids, right? Yeah. So I think he needs to. Spend time with them. You know, you could tell that. I mean, he's done a lot in football already. Like, I mean, he's done everything.
Besides
and if he wins the Euros,
Yes.
if he wins the Euros, obviously we've been talking about the whole Ballon d'Or conversation. Now I feel like maybe if he does win the Euros, he might.
That's what everyone's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. But then again, with Scotland playing against them and them hoping to lose against Scotland, you never know. It might not come home.
This is why we love football, isn't it?
It might not come home. Well, speaking about coming home, let's talk a little bit about England because they play their first match on Sunday. We will obviously preview that much more tomorrow and, of course, Sunday. But, Alex, you spoke to me when you came into the office today and you said that I'm feeling the nerves, I'm feeling the Euros because I was so hyped yesterday and you guys were like, whatever, another tournament. And I'm really excited. And then you kind of said that you were feeling it. Are you feeling the nerves, though, for England now? We are in it. We are fully immersed now.
I am. Almost similar situation with Germany. I know England aren't the hosts, but the pressure is on England.
Yes.
You know, the quality of players that you have in that squad, Bellingham, Harry Kane, Phil Foden, some players that are world class. You know, Bellingham obviously in the conversation for the Ballon d'Or. When you look at that squad and you compare it to the other teams in that competition, you look at Germany, you look at France, and I think you put them in the top three in terms of quality. Yeah. But there's obviously the big question mark over Gareth Southgate. Can he do it? Obviously, a semi-final against Croatia, a final loss to Italy, a quarter-final loss to France. It's just not quite gone well at the important time for England. I'm very nervous. I think after Serbia, I'll get a little bit of a better gauge. You'll probably see me come into the office on Monday either very happy or a bit dejected.
What do you mean? We're going to all sit down and watch it together and tie you to a chair so we can see the emotion.
But yes, I'm nervous, but I'm quietly confident. I don't want to doubt this England team.
Well, their group is...
I feel so... it's so sad to think about the kind of team England has, right?
Yeah.
And then you have English fans still having that level of doubts to say, we're not too sure what
are they basing it off of? They haven't won anything since 100 years ago.
I mean, I do understand, but we're talking about the quality of the players they have. Like, the kind of players you have in England are the players who you should be expecting to bring you a World Cup, right? But then again, we don't want to start mentioning names. Like, I feel like when I start mentioning names, I start getting too emotional and very angry because it takes me then back to Africa again, right? And then we start going back on the same topic about the Super Eagles having all of that, and then nothing still works. Like, this is something I don't understand with England. I mean, you give them some level of respect for the fact that they've been to the finals, in the Euros before, and they got beaten by Italy, right? And
you had to say that, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just to make you cry. Yeah. Well,
not too long ago as well, if you'd like.
That feels a bit, I don't know, the final when you get to penalties, it's so close. It doesn't feel as bad as losing in a quarter-final. Still hurts, but I think that final against Italy is a painful moment.
It's England, they have what it takes. they have, like, we're not just talking about really popular or global. We're talking about talented footballers, right? And you know, when you look at the options, right? I feel like if you take the first team away from England, the second team has, you know, some tendency of still winning out something, right? But why is it that nothing still happens? You know, why is it that, you know, you look at the English fans, they still have that level of fear, considering the kind of players they have. You want to talk about defensively, they are very good. You want to go to the midfield, Jesus Christ, man. Like, they have you want to go to the strike, you know, the forwards. They, like, every English fan should look at their team and be like, every other country, they are going to suffer. But we are here listening to Alex saying that he does not have that confidence that, you know, we would wish they should have.
Ask me again on Monday, and I make a completely different answer.
You know what, though? Listen, like, as I mentioned, England's group is maybe one of the easiest groups, in my opinion. I think they'll be fine in the group stage. I think afterwards is when it gets a little techie.
I mean, it does get a little techie for every team.
For sure, but I think this won't be the test that they necessarily need to also get that confidence to really feel it, you know? Playing against the likes of Slovenia and Serbia and Denmark, they don't need a win against a team like that to really bring them together and be like, guys, we can actually do this. They need to do it against, you know, a Germany, a Portugal, even a Croatia who they might meet, right? Yeah. Well, also the issue with this team, and I said this on Wednesday as well, is up front, they are so star-studded, and they have players that will be on the bench that won't get playing time that are brilliant. But the situation in defence is not good at all. We spoke about how Harry Maguire's not there. But then, of course, John Stones picks up a knock. He's doubtful for their first game on Sunday. So then are they going to play three in the back? Kyle Walker shouldn't be moved to centre back because he's too good on the wing, right? Yeah. So it's the concern here, because up front they can score 4 goals in a match, but they might be letting in more goals than you may think.
I think for England, for me, if we get to the semi-finals and we face potentially, I'm looking at that bracket, and we face France. If we can beat France in the semi-final,
well, Alex,
if there's a big if,
it's quite a big.
I mean, it's the fact that he's saying it with this level of confidence.
No, I'm saying
if we can beat France,
like,
did
you just hear the country you just mentioned?
If we can beat France in that potential semi-final, no matter who we're playing in the final, England are going to win it. If we can beat France, I think, like you said, beating teams that prove that England can play on that big stage.
You need that boost.
If we beat France, I think we beat any other team.
And then you beat France, let's say, the bracket goes a certain way, and then you meet the likes of Portugal or Germany.
I'm confident. I think the players that we've got up against them, whereas the only worry for me in terms of knocking England out is France.
That's the Achilles heel for you guys?
But then again, Alex, just looking at the friendly that England played just before the Euros starting today, do you not think that there's some level of doubt? I mean, they played against Iceland and they lost the game, right?
Oh, they sure did.
Yeah.
I think there is.
Oh, sorry.
I think there is that level of doubt, but there's also the element of it's a friendly. You know, it's not a competition game. I think when you look at these games leading up to the Euros, most players, the mentality is obviously we want to get stuck into this competition. We don't want to get injured before the competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think when you go into these games like Iceland, Scotland playing Gibraltar, you know, for me, these friendlies, I don't think serve a lot of, you know, I don't think they do much for teams.
Yeah, but then again, do you not think it kind of like boosts the confidence? Let's say you go into a friendly, you've won a game, and you're sending yourself forth into the Euros with the mindset of, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, because I could say the same for France as well. France, they drew their game against Canada, right? I mean, you would expect France to literally go with.
Yeah.
They felt like, whoa, what's going on? We can't even beat Canada, right? They brought in Mbappe after about 70 minutes or so.
And then two sides to this coin, like you said, like you get the momentum.
Yeah.
Or you don't play those games because you don't want to risk.
Well, exactly, absolutely. So maybe it might depend on the mentality of the team or whoever is going into the game, you know. But if I was a player, I would love to win my game before going in.
Yeah, of course.
You know, just to give me that. Yeah.
Well, let's see. We will definitely touch on England more, as I said, tomorrow, and of course on Sunday ahead of their opening match. But Klinton, there's something we need to discuss.
Don't tell me it's about. All right, wait. I'll just wait for you to tell me what we need to discuss.
I think you know what it's about.
Talk to me, Sarah.
Finidi George.
Oh!
Tell the people.
Right. Okay. Right. I feel like I want to sound like a
I
president.
kind of want you to like stand up.
Yeah.
Just to get you riled up.
No,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
You
say,
know, wait.
I think it was an unfair decision that he
Right.
got sacked.
Sorry. Right. I think you want to work out this show now, right? Now, I mean, I might be sending you back to England.
Ooh la la.
Like you don't like your job here, right? Right. My fellow Nigerians.
President Klinton Cod.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
God! I feel, you know what I want right now. I want the Nigerian national anthem to play just before I make my statement. You know,
Perfect.
dang, 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 dang. Oh, they changed our national anthem, by the way. Damn, I forgot. Oh my, that's the old one I was singing. Right? I mean, even our president, I believe he doesn't know how to sing the new one. Do you know what was the funny thing? Our last 2 games, the Nigerian Super Eagles, they played the old national anthem in one of the games, and then the next game they played the new one. And players were just confused because we are used to the old one, and damn, why am I talking about our national anthem?
Finidi George.
Right, we got the news. Finidi George has been sacked, or I don't know if he was sacked or he was relieved of his duties as a coach to this Nigerian Super Eagles, and all thanks to us, or all thanks to the SportyShow for giving me the opportunity to air my opinion about Finidi George in the last couple of games, okay? Now, he has been relieved of his job, and I, Klinton Cod, a.k.a. Klinton Ebuna, born of 2 Nigerian parents, I am putting myself out for the job of the coach of the Nigerian Super Eagles, okay? I have everything it takes. I've played as a striker in England, maybe not for a professional team.
So you mean in Bedfordshire?
Fam, you didn't listen. You didn't need to mention where I played for. Okay, just, yo, fam, allow it, fam. Just allow it, bled. All right. I'm putting myself out there. I've done it off and on the pitch. You can go check out my CV, right? Go to, right, I might as well just mention the part of England where I played. It was in Bedfordshire, okay? I played to the point where they stopped me from playing because I had outscored everybody that has played in the whole of that area, okay? I'm that good. And I came out the pitch, and I've been trying to coach out new talents, and there are so many young talents that I have been able to put on the right direction, and today, they are all doing well in life. So I'm putting myself forward as the new Nigerian Super Eagles coach. And I have the ability to make all the stars in Nigeria to play up to their full potential. I believe I can make Iheanacho deliver 20 goals for Super Eagles in, like, you know, how many games let's say...
35. 30, 20 goals in 30 games?
Yeah, let's say 20, let's say 25, 27 games, right? Samuel Chukwueze, oh my God, I will continue talking about the goal he scored against Real Madrid when he played for it. Bro, these are talents we have. We have the guy from Atlanta, Ademola Lookman. We have Wilfred Ndidi. We have, there's another guy who played from the left wing. I can't remember his name now, but this guy is a beast. He gives me the mindset of what Doku, you know, Doku from Manchester City. I'm trying to remember the name of this guy. He's so good from the wing. Oh my God. And you see, when I think about these guys and what they can do on the pitch, when they play for their individual clubs in Europe, right? I feel like this is what I want to come into the Nigerian Super Eagles to, you know, to bring on the pitch. Not just doing it for the club, but doing it for Nigeria as a whole. Let's get these guys to come back to the mentality that we are playing for our country, and for every single game, we are going to win. They need a coach that's going to boost their confidence. They need a coach who's going to bring out their full potential. And yo, I'm telling you, my dear Nigerians, I, Klinton Ebuna, a.k.a. Klinton Cod, I will do the better job than Finidi George has done.
If it wasn't you, who would you appoint? Obviously, they said they're looking for a foreign manager. Who are you?
I mean, if they're looking for a foreign manager, let me let you guys know also. Okay? Wait. No, listen. I'm a foreigner too. I've got a British passport. Okay. I'm from England. So if you're looking for a Nigerian coach, yeah, I can still put myself forward. I'm a Nigerian first before anything. But if you need a foreign coach, well, okay, I'm still there. I have a British passport. I would do the job as a foreigner, and I'm going to take Nigerian Super Eagles to the World Cup, and we are going to win the World Cup. I promise you.
Wow, that is a big statement from Mr. Klinton Cod. putting himself up for the role of the Nigerian national football team and guaranteeing that he would take them to the World Cup.
And by the way, the other point I've now also mentioned, right, is the fact that they also know the coach who is as young as me. Okay, they don't need all these old cargoes. They don't need all these guys who, I don't know how they think. Maybe they feel like, okay, I'm a granddad or I'm a father. I'm old enough to give birth to you. Or they look. You see, there's something about Nigeria, right? When they see people who are making more money than, let's say, you know, you are like 18 or 19. You're making more money than me, right? And what tends to happen is I will play to how you want things to work. Why? Because of what you have. Okay. Now, I don't know what levels all these guys are in. I mean, they are very big. These are big superstars playing around Europe. I feel like when they come back home, there's that level of, yeah, okay, this is not, you know, I don't know if they have that mindset of, they need somebody who's going to bring them back home. It's not by taking a flight back home.
Yeah.
They need somebody. I mean, look at the energy Vincent Kompany has. I know people say, oh, he's not the kind of manager that would take Bayern Munich to, you know, he doesn't have experience. But if you see what Vincent Kompany does in the locker room with his players, this is exactly the person I believe we need in the Nigerian Super Eagles squad.
Over you?
No, I'm talking about this. No, this is something I believe I can do.
No, but if it's between you and Vincent Kompany, who should get the job?
Obviously, Vincent Kompany is, because I'm Nigerian, I should be getting it over him,
yes.
right? But I like Vincent Kompany, though.
Now, you said you'll put yourself forward as manager. Would you put yourself there in as a player? Would you drop Boniface or
he's going to do both.
You're going to play a front three, Klinton, Cod, and Boniface.
Manager Cod.
I see myself taking over Victor Osimhen.
The player manager.
Oh my God.
Replace Victor Osimhen.
It's very possible.
Your best player you're going to replace.
Maybe he can come in after a few minutes after I've played. That's something that's definitely possible.
Share, yeah,
you know,
to
you know,
be
just to
be
give him,
generous.
yeah, just to give. No, it's not just about being. It's not even generous. It's giving him the opportunity to grow.
Exactly. That's you being generous.
Yeah.
You said,
okay. Right. Yeah.
I'm going to pass that to you
now.
now.
100%. I agree with you on that one. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, let's leave that as it is right now. But obviously, we'll keep an eye on the Nigerian national team, of course. But gentlemen, game tonight. Germany, Scotland. Let's talk about our predictions. Starting with you, Alex. What have you gone for?
I'm feeling confident.
Yes.
I think Scotland can pull it off. I'm going to go 1-0 Scotland win.
Wow. 1-0. Very low scoreline. Oh, here we go. Look at Gary, 2-1 Germany, and Alex both 2-1 to Germany. The viewers are saying 2-1 to Germany. Klinton has gone 3-1 to Germany, and I've gone 3-0 to Germany. Sorry, Scotland, but it's just what I'm feeling right now. Of course, we know anything can happen. Also, there's a new oracle for the new Euro tournament, and that would be Walter the orangutan. If you guys remember, there was once Pulpo Paul, who knew that Spain was going to win the World Cup in 2010, and now we have Walter the orangutan. So can we take a look at what Walter thinks for this evening?
Before the game, Walter said Borussia Dortmund will win the German Soccer Cup, and then Borussia Dortmund did it. But not this year. It was some years ago. This year we didn't make the oracle in the Champions League, for example. Maybe if Walter had done it, it would be better for Borussia. He was born in Frankfurt, in the zoo, and he moved to Leipzig when he was young, and from Leipzig to Dortmund.
Absolutely brilliant from Walter. He's taking Germany. Let's see if he's, you know, he can really tell the future. It's always so fun when they
I think
bring
a
in
lot
these
of
little
a lot
animals.
of Nigerians would love to, you know, watch that video just to, because I've been getting so many, you know, Twitter, Instagram messages to even my friends on Snapchat asking me, "Yo, Klinton, what's going to happen in today's game? I want to go and stake something."
Throw it out
well,
there.
I don't know. So I think that's a better video for you to go watch instead of waiting for me to tell you something to do.
Of course.
And then when it doesn't go your way, you end up blaming me. Sorry.
All right, guys, just a reminder again that our group stage schedule is up here. We have several of the matches, including the opening match tonight live at SportyTV. And then, of course, England will be the next match that we are showing live, of course, on Sunday. We will be back previewing that game tomorrow and Sunday. But make sure you follow us and follow our journey through the Euros. We will be with you the entire time. Klinton, Cod, Alex, and myself, and we can't wait to be covering it, getting really stuck in this tournament. Anything else you guys want to say?
Come on the tartan army.
There you go. He's going for Scotland. Klinton?
Well, I am the new coach of the Nigerian Super Eagles.
And just like that, he truly is. Make sure you guys follow us on all of our social medias. Follow SportyTV on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, whatever is out there, we are on it. And we can't wait to just keep covering the Euros and really see what happens. Tomorrow we'll be back and we'll see whether it will be Germany or Scotland who will be winning. Alex with the eyebrow raise. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, covering the Euros.
Phil Foden.